Is this real? Are we on? Oh, yeah, we are. Check it out. What's up, everybody? We're here for the Flash After Show on the Stream.TV. My name is Louis Sub, your host, and we had an awesome show today. But before we start talking about it, I want to introduce my co-hosts to the left of me.
Sabina Ibarra at Sabina Has No R on Twitter.
And you?
Oh, and me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm David. I'm at The Real Cool Dude on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that other jazz for all the chocolatey goodness you see right here.
And guys, if you want to join in on the fun, feel free to hashtag the Flash AS at any social media. It could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, YouTube. We're on YouTube right now.
Yes.
And I think we're also on MySpace. So
Totally.
check it out.
All you three people on MySpace, you better log in.
And that way you can join in on the conversation. We're not just talking at you about the show. We want to talk with you. We want to hear your opinions and thoughts on what happened on today's episode, which was crazy. Tonight's episode, The Wrath of Savitar.
Yep. Today's episode was crazy, and I was thinking, man, what could challenge Logan as far as comic books? And I think it's The Flash on the CW. Today's episode was called The Wrath of Savitar, and boy, does he have a wrath. The show opens up as they're testing Wally. It's Jesse Quick, The Flash, and Wally.
Kid Flash.
Yeah, Kid Flash. And they're all racing, and they're timing Kid Flash, and now he's fast enough
to save Iris
get Savitar. What do you think of that?
Future. I thought that was dope. I was really happy to see that they all are coming together. You know, it was like when he achieved that level of speed, they weren't all. There was no bitterness between them. It was like, yes, we can do this. We're a team. Go team, go! Which always means crap's gonna hit the fan in 5 minutes.
I was like, everyone just probably got laid before this episode.
Really, really fast.
Wait a minute. I did not get laid before this episode.
Well, the cast members, I was like, they're happy. They're living their best life right now.
Right.
Everyone feels like they're in with their relationships. Barry and Iris are engaged. And then you have Wally and Jesse, also very romantical. It actually caught me off guard that this episode took place about a week after last week's kind of cliffhanger.
Yeah, and what happened was they decided to tell Joe and the crew that, hey, we're engaged now.
Right.
You know,
which Joe flipped out.
Yeah,
you know what?
He didn't ask for permission.
Can we give a round of applause to Jesse Martin?
Jesse L. Martin, oh my gosh.
Like, the feels, bro. The feels. Like, he always... Like, the beauty of what he does is the subtleties in his
nuances
face.
In the face.
The expressions. He does very little things without saying a word, and you get every range of emotion that he's trying to convey. And that moment when they announced the engagement, it was beautiful because, you know...
You knew he was not okay with it.
There was something wrong.
I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but then to see, okay, I'm so happy, but ... there's some other stuff. Let's clear the air. You know,
Barry
I
didn't
love that
ask
though.
for her hand.
Yeah.
I was like, Barry didn't ask for her hand. That doesn't bode well.
It's cool though that later we see why, and it's all full circle. But yeah, definitely from the jump. Like, I think that was the question everybody had. Like, I thought they were homies. Like, why wouldn't you do it, old school? And he's like, but I wanted to surprise you.
So
all that.
Also, it's like, so they have good news to share, but Joe doesn't like it, so he's mad about it. Wally, he's supposed to be celebrating that he's finally fast. He's fast enough. He's gaining speed. They also have his name on the sign for Central City.
Yeah, with
Kid Flash and Kid Flash. So everything's going good for him, except he sees Savitar.
Yeah, Kid Flash is getting flashes.
He gets visions of Savitar. So he's getting stalked by the ultimate stalker.
Right.
What'd you think of that? What'd you think of that? Savitar stalking Wally.
Well, I kind of got the sense that it had a lot to do with Wally getting faster. I was like, well, if Barry's not seeing him, but Wally is, like, it has to have something to do with the
reaching
speed that he's
whole
going. Yeah, it's another level.
Yeah.
Because no one else could see him.
Right.
And he, confessed that he's been seeing Savitar for a week.
But you know what we all could see? That I was really mad that we saw? That nasty practical suit. Now look, I'm usually the first advocate of practical effects. Yeah, practical effects.
Savitar suit?
Yes. I hated it because there was this alien, non-human, godlike appearance and feel to him with the CGI character. But now with him being practical and physically there, he felt like a man. He felt like a mortal. He felt tangible. He felt like there was something he could beat. You know what it felt like? I felt like Rita Repulsa should have been right there behind him. Go! Like he felt like something straight out of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't feeling it. Yeah, go Savitar! Cause Savitar grow! I was waiting for that next. I was not feeling the practical suit.
Well, some shots did work. In the nighttime shots.
The night and the close-ups, like for the helmet,
yeah,
that was dope. Especially, later towards the end, we get some interaction with it. I liked that, but still, all of this.
Well, he was shorter too.
Yeah, like again,
he shrunk.
It lost an edge.
He became real and shrank.
He lost an edge. But having said all of that, I am very happy with this episode and where it went and where it was going and how Savitar was used.
Well, still in the beginning of the episode, Wally decides to finally tell the crew,
yeah, he does.
hey, I'm getting these Savitar visions, and Barry decides to, dude, you can't be part of the group anymore because I think Savitar is spying on us through you, dude. What do you think of Barry's actions,
Oh my
Sabina?
gosh. Okay, so Barry flips out on Wally and is like, you're out of the club. You can't be here anymore. You're a danger. But then turns around and is like, Julian, we need to use you to talk to Savitar because we need to, communicate and figure out where he is. And it sucks because Julian, he just came back from his trip. And he's all happy to see Caitlin, and he's
got
like,
tan lines.
He's got tan lines, and he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to be their personal walkie-talkie to Savitar. It's kind of really unfair.
Oh, you need me to commune with the devil again? Sure, guys. This was the first time though that I genuinely felt sympathy for Julian.
Yeah.
I've hated the guy this whole season. I've hated him. But he brought up some stuff that kind of harkened to, I know this is Marvel, but Jessica Jones, where it was almost like this mental abuse, this mental rape, if you will, where it was everything against his will and he was used for evil. And so when he's harping on that,
he doesn't want to go back to that.
He doesn't want to go back to that. Then when he was starting to kind of break and freak, it was the first time I was like, bruh, I get you now, and I really appreciated that we finally got that point. But also knowing these shows, I'm wondering maybe I'm feeling soft for him because he's gonna make the sacrifice and somehow we're gonna lose Julian.
Don't say that.
And you brought up Jessica Jones. There was another Jones reference. It was the Temple of Doom. And thanks for Chris Kindful for bringing that up on our YouTube channel,
was a really
which I know you guys
reference.
are on.
It got very Indiana Jonesy. With all the cultage stuff going on.
Kalima. Kalima. Okay, I'm sorry.
And quick shout out, the voice of Savitar, Tobin Bell.
Yes.
Amazing, right?
As we
Tobin
know
Bell.
as
Let's play a game.
Jigsaw.
The Jigsaw Killer himself.
Oh, give it again, Sabina. Let's hear it.
Let's play a game.
There it is. Oh, man.
Now, a few theories about Savitar. I know there's a lot. Who is he? And we see later in the episode that while Barry's fighting him, he's actually, there's a point where he's trying to take off his mask, kind of, which more than ever you realize it's a guy in there. It's not just some sort of being. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the theory, and I really want to know what you guys think. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a theory that Savitar is Barry Allen in the future. The reason being two things, which I brought up. Tobin Bell is the Jigsaw Killer. What does the Jigsaw Killer do? So it's kind of like they're playing with us. He always tells you how to solve the puzzle. It's always in front of your face. Several times we've seen in this season that he says, I'm the future Flash. And he said it today twice.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting?
Savitar does say to Barry, you're the big bad.
Right.
Yeah, so he's hinting.
And you know what, at first when you said that I was like, I don't know.
No, you gave me that look like that was dumb.
There was a way. As he kept going, he doesn't necessarily say I'm the future. Flash, he does say, I'm the future Flash. Like, it's like one consistent thought. There's no comma in there. So it was kind of strange. Like, so I was kind of thinking maybe, especially when he almost does reveal it and he's like, I wish I could, but still things need to be done. Like, he wants him to know so that he feels whatever anguish. So yeah, I'm really curious
Not
now.
to jump ahead though, but what if it's Jessie?
I mean, she got real tall.
She got real tall in a suit.
She got real tall and beefy.
She could be
In a
there's still
suit. It's a
there.
suit.
True.
You know?
But see, I don't want it to end up being like, well, it's like an Iron Man suit, or like, I don't.
Everything's been done
With a
before,
voice
yeah.
change.
Now, let's go back to Wally deciding he needs some more juice. He needs to get clear. He needs to see what he's fighting for. And he goes in with the help of Vibe to go see the future experience of his sister dying.
Yeah, exactly.
What he wants to do is because he still thinks he's not fast enough. So what he
Right.
wants to do
Yeah.
is like kind
And
of
HR is in
he
there,
wants to look
yeah.
at the test before he does it.
Right,
So
right.
he wants to look at the scenery and strategize.
Right.
But he notices something. He sees what we've been seeing. You know, the scene where Iris is being killed by Savitar, but he notices something that really no guys ever notice is that there's a ring missing.
There's
but
no
he
ring on
notices
that
it.
finger.
Yeah. So now, so apparently,
No
apparently,
ring on it. He ain't put no ring on it.
he comes back to the future. No, back from what is it?
He comes back from the future. Yes.
And
yes.
tells everyone. Well, actually, Barry.
Yeah, he puts him on blast. He's like, hey, homie, hey, you want to be all mad at me? Let me tell them what you did to me, and then with the secrets and all the. Tell them about the ring. And so then
Yeah.
we got. I know we were just referencing Kevin Hart, and I felt like Kevin Hart just said, my bad. But yeah, no, he puts him on blast. Like,
Yes.
look, let's explain now why you decided to
Propose to
so
Iris.
soon. And boom, we realized that it wasn't just love. I mean, of course he loves her, we know that. But he also was doing
He
it.
wants to change the
Exactly.
past in order to change the future.
Exactly.
But Sabina, do you think that would work though? Do you think Barry doesn't love Iris enough to marry her at that point? I think he does.
I don't think that was the issue. The issue for Iris, like she says on the episode, is that he proposed out of fear and that it taints the circumstance of what is supposed to be a very big momentous moment in the relationship. And she's like, you basically proposed to me just to possibly change the timeline.
Right, and I love how she said, like, I don't want to always be that person you have to save. If I marry you, I want to be your wife, and like just love, not that need to rescue, the damsel in distress, if you will. So yeah, I really appreciated that moment that they had.
We have a comment by Gamer's Life. He says, at least we know Wally was never seen saving
Saving
sorry,
Iris.
my vision's messed up. Saving Iris every time they went to the future. What else is there?
It says, okay, so at least we know why Wally was never seen saving Iris every time they went to see the future after they decided he needed to be the one to save her.
Right.
So yeah, so now we get, why he's not there.
Yeah, no, and I agree with the Dark Lord. I want to see Savitar's real face.
Dark Lord.
Yeah.
We need to see who it is.
Yeah.
What if it's Mon-El from Supergirl?
Oh
Look
my
at
God.
Here we go.
Guys, that's just in case you don't know, Sabina and I, we host the Supergirl after show on Monday here on the stream.tv, and we do we kind of pick on Mon-El, which is one of the characters. So we just decided to have give him
throw him in again.
a cameo over here.
One of Calvin Smith says that his speculation is that Savitar is Julian. Because, they have that connection.
Yeah.
Julian was really alarmed that Caitlin had a piece of the Sorcerer's Stone around him.
You
in close
said the
proximity.
Sorcerer's Stone because of Harry
Stone.
Potter. Expecto Patronum. All right.
Well, I don't think we've even mentioned that. So Caitlin has a piece of the Philosopher's Stone, and what that thing does, I'm not sure exactly.
The same thing, you guys.
And I'm not sure if you guys know what that does. Maybe over there on internet world you could clarify. But as far as I know, it gives you and takes powers. Is that what it does?
Kind of I think you have to know how to wield it.
Right.
But it has a lot of almost supernatural properties. So yeah.
So she's holding a piece of it. because she wants to stop
to use
herself
it
from
to-
becoming Killer Frost. And
And Julian feels betrayed because he feels like she was just using him to possibly help her with her metahuman problem.
Right, I love he called it having a personal metahuman specialist on hand.
Yes.
And you know, and then that goes right back to me for the first time feeling, you know, something
Yeah.
for Julian. Like again, you get into his mind and into his pain about having been manipulated by Savitar, and then he's like, oh, I finally got a little something. Hey, what's up, girl? Oh, what? You was using me? I was just your dirty little toy, like, you know, and it just thing upon thing happening to someone who's trying to actually do the right thing and he's not making dumb mistakes. That's the issue I'm having with Barry is it's hard for me to feel sorry for him now because he always makes dumb mistakes. But Julian, so far, he sometimes has the most level head because he's kind of anti doing things over the top. So to see
Barry
him,
was so over the top this episode.
But
He kind of
but to
kept
be
jumping
fair-
to these conclusions.
yeah.
But to be fair, Julian's always on vacation, so he doesn't have too much time to.
He's always relaxed. He has his spa days in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wally goes ahead and he goes after Savitar on his own to save his sister. And earlier before that, we saw that Savitar.
He's getting taunted.
Yeah,
by
Savitar's taunting him using his mother's image.
Yeah.
And saying stuff to him like, you ain't fast enough. Kind of like using his ego against him, which is another reason I think Barry Allen Savitar, because he knows that Wally has a bit of an ego.
Yeah.
He trains him. So when you train someone, you kind of know him.
You know how to push the buttons.
Right.
Yeah, you know how to push the button. So he goes after Savitar, and Savitar's like, dude, you're not fast enough, blah, blah, blah. And Wally does the most ingenious thing. He throws the stone at the...
And even before that, he makes some dumb stuff. He tells him
That
well, we
he-
still have the
a piece
piece
of
of
the
the stone. So
yeah.
you lose. Like, what? Bruh. I was so mad at him for that. I'm like, you've been hanging out with Barry too much, making a stupid decision like that. And as you stated, turns around, acts foolish with it, and ends up throwing it into the very place he wanted it to be thrown. And then we see what we see.
Well, to be fair, before we talk about what we see, is he, in his mind, he thinks that stone will stop him.
True.
Right?
True.
So he throws the stone in, and he gets sucked in.
Yeah, because he's in the Speed Force.
Yeah, so he gets his clothes all ripped off, and we see his chest, and he's he's buff. And his legs. But
Yes,
but
nice legs.
he gets sucked in, and then here comes Savitar, like Samara from the
Yeah,
ring.
right? Yeah.
And he looks badass. And let me tell you guys, I know you had a little bit of an issue the way Savitar looked in his suit, but then he starts fighting Barry because Barry shows up, and that fight scene is amazing. Sabita, what did you think of that fight scene?
Oh man, it was really intense, and you could see like how much Barry was pushing himself to try to get Savitar, and Savitar just nails him with that like hook into his chest, and that was pretty gnarly.
But one thing I noticed, though, that I really appreciated was we see Barry, despite us seeing Wally improve so much, we see a vast improvement with Barry, because I'll never forget when Savitar first confronted Barry and how he yoked him up by his head and was just dragging him through the Speed Force from place to place. So now they're able to physically go toe-to-toe and stay within a small circle.
Yeah.
It was kind of like watching Neo improve at the end of the first Matrix. At the beginning, you ran. You didn't do anything. And even though he was getting his butt kicked a little bit, he was able to hold his own this time. So I was like, okay, kudos to Barry on that. That was a moment that I really appreciated the practical suit as well, because, yeah, when it came to the physical combat, like that moment where they were just locked in the Speed Force, like, and there was that cool rotation, seeing him actually have something to grip, that I think it heightens the performance, you know, of the actual actors, and so I really thought that worked. But yeah, that fight was great. And then when he pulled what they're now calling pull a reverse flash, slice, like again, just doing things he would have never had the chance to do at his previous skill level where he is now. Loved it.
And I'm going to call that a little bit of a throwback or homage to Terminator 2, with
yeah.
right? Kind of, right?
A little bit. Kind
Yeah,
of
but that was-
back to that.
That was pretty cool. So Barry is beaten up, hurt. Everything's going wrong.
I don't
with
feel
him.
bad for Barry at
Come
all,
on.
though. No. He, like, walked into this, basically. I felt bad for Joe because his kids are the ones that are being put in danger. Like, his concern, Jesse L. Martin, he just kills me. Like, any time that there is something life-threatening happening to his kids, it's just heart-wrenching. And he wants to know where Wally is, and... You know, the best answer Barry could give is that he's in the Speed Force. But I still kind of think that possibly he might also be in Savitar's suit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Wally, right?
Wally, yeah.
That's where my mind is. My mind is leaning towards
he
Wally.
could have lied because he's gonna be like, where is Wally? He's in the Speed Force, but he could be lying.
Yeah, you know, and like I feel like it's one of those moments where we're seeing
It could be
things
a card
play
up his
out.
sleeve
It
where
was
like you figure out if you kill Savitar, you end up killing Wally. If you kill Iris, Savitar continues to control Wally. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's gonna have something to do with like a trick up his sleeve.
I think we're seeing events take place. Just kind of, it's one of those weird things when you're dealing with like time travel in shows or in movies or anything where like, so we're seeing the making of Savitar right now, and now we're dealing with the end result of, you know, Savitar being present. So Wally's going through this stuff, but because in the Speed Force time is relative and like you can kind of play with it a bit more, I think stuff is happening, he's transforming, and we're instantaneously in our realm of time seeing him come out as Savitar, and all the pieces are coming together. I thought this was actually kind of brilliant, Savitar's plan too, because I was hoping it wasn't going to be something cheesy or something very kind of like, oh, okay, well that was kind of lame.
I do want to shout out some of our comments because I think the show's done a really good job of setting up almost some of the core cast as a possible to become Savitar. Someone said that it could be Julian. What if something happens that triggers Killer Frost and she has to be taken out and then he becomes Savitar? And then you have, you know, what if it's just Barry from the future? Like it's people that agree with Lewis saying that it's Barry, like future Flash and stuff.
And they're mentioning too, maybe Cisco can vibe him out of the Speed Force like he did Barry. I'm wondering if maybe the reason that he won't be able to in the future is because he almost called it like a prison that he was in the Speed Force. So maybe it's a separate kind of a spot in the Speed Force or an unreachable place, because that's why it took this whole elaborate plan for Savitar to get out, to have another speedster replace his presence in the Speed Force. That plan to me was genius. I thought that was so brilliant.
I think the producers and creators of the show are messing with us. They have Tobin Bell, and he's the Jigsaw killer, and his puzzles always dangle stuff right in front of you. The stuff's right in front of your nose, and I'm telling you, I'm the future Flash has a lot to do with it. And I saw few episodes ago, Julian actually turns to the camera and he looks at the camera and goes, "I'm the future Flash," after Barry asked him who he is. So the next scene after the epic fight, Barry is on the bed and they're treating him and stuff, and it's a sad moment. Iris doesn't have the ring on.
Nope.
He notices that. And what do you guys think of that? Do you still think Barry deserved that?
I think that people are getting fed up with Barry shenanigans no matter what. So it's like, look, we can't do this.
He's becoming the villain.
He's
sweetie,
going so blindly
yeah.
into this situation that he could very well be writing his own fate.
Right, you know, and then so other people are now having to wear the logic hat and do the logical thing since Barry keeps not doing that. So I don't know. Barry's frustrating me, but this episode made me happy, and I hope, real talk, I hope they commit. I hope Wally's just gone, because I've been praying for something like this to happen
want
for
Wally
a minute.
gone?
I need something compelling. I felt emotional after this episode, finally, because these other episodes have been kind of watered down.
For Wally or in general?
What do you mean?
Episodes being watered down.
In general,
I disagree. I think it
felt any real compelling anything compared to how the seasons used to be, how the episodes used to be. How it was like,
I think.
oh,
no,
now
I
it's
don't know,
like
man. I gotta disagree.
filler.
Last week we had Gorilla Grodd. This week we have Savitar
I
full on.
wasn't impressed with the Gorilla Grodd episode.
I liked it.
was all right. It was all right.
Sabina, we host the Supergirl after show. Please side with me. We could double team them right now. What do you think? Do you think the show's been weak?
See, she's pausing because she knows that it's not been strong.
There are too many people right
Thank
now.
you. It's crowded.
And,
There's what?
and that's
Too many
also on
people.
Supergirl. There's too many people on each core group that you're just like, someone's got to go
Someone's gotta
or be gotten rid of
and stay gone.
and stay gone.
Thank you.
But I don't know. I like everyone on the Flash though.
The thing is, they're going to stay, but Thursdays is open. That's what I think.
I don't know.
I was right about Caitlyn.
Give me Static Shock.
I was
Give me
right about
Static Shock.
Caitlyn
Let's
and
do that.
Julian's relationship. I think I'm right about this.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll see. But let us know what you think. If who is Savitar? Because that's going to be the question. I think the season is winding down. How many episodes do we have left?
I don't know how many we have left, but I know we're getting
we're-
kind of close to the end before summer.
So there's definitely stepping up the action.
Yeah.
Everyone's stepping up the action. And Sabina, real quick, do you want to give a shout out to our Facebook groups handled
Yeah.
by Lance Offstresser?
Yeah, no, totally. You could definitely check out all of our DC TV groups. There's information about those in the description. We pop in and out periodically to say hello and like some awesome memes. I'm a meme person. They crack me up. They're my favorite. But yes, we continue our conversation. One of the comments also recently posted that like now would be a good time for the Legends to pop in, Legends of Tomorrow crew to help everyone out. Yeah, and then Andrew said, is Black Lightning close enough to Static Shock? Because that's actually happening.
Yes, that is close enough. I'll take, I mean, chocolate is good anyway in any shape or form, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, no, Black Lightning, I'm excited to see that too. But I have a personal connection with Static Shock because I grew up on the TV show, WB Kids, what's up? So yeah, I'd like to see Static, but I'm very happy with Black Lightning. So thank you, Andro Cantabene. I hope that's Italian because I made it sound Italian. Anyway.
So Barry can't die until the War of Infinite Earths, says Dark Lord on YouTube.
Dark Lord.
What are your thoughts on that? Well, we've seen we know Barry's sending messages from the future, and
Right. And it's one of those things, though, you don't know what the producers are going to do with the show. If they're going to keep it that, faithful to the source material, or if they're going to take some liberties. And we've already seen that they've taken, it is Italian! Woo! I got it right. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, no, we don't know if they're going to take certain liberties. They've already taken some liberties, so, we'll see, So yeah, I mean, they do have that content, but it might not play out the way
Right.
the comic books do.
Also, Chris Kindful, I agree with you. I can't wait for the musical episode. I am dying for that. We were actually just talking about this on the Supergirl episode last night. It's like, how are we going to record the after show for that? And I
Right.
was like, we should just have the
We
four
should have
of
our
us.
own crossover.
Well, yeah, totally. We have to have a crossover episode with Dallas and David and Lewis and myself, so we can just go crazy with that, and hopefully you'll be able to check us out and share that link when it goes up to get a party going on. We might get musical for you.
And guys, if you can watch the stuff that goes on before we record before we go live, because these are live, we dance, we sing, we rap,
kind of
and
do,
it's all this guy's fault right here. Dave, he was rapping before the episode, and it's a lot of fun. So maybe we should add some of that stuff on. And the Supergirl Flash episode definitely looks
Yes.
really, really interesting. And you know what else looks interesting? Legends of Tomorrow is
Yes.
on in a bit. So as soon
Yes.
as we're off, you wait a little, go back on YouTube channel here on the stream.tv and check out the Legends. And then after that, we're going to try to bring you a Beauty and the Beast review, advanced review. I know
That's true.
Sabina's going to be there. Dave, are you going to be
So
there?
I'm wearing the
Oh,
shirt.
totally.
Okay.
Totally.
So we're going to talk about that. So because we're expanding here on the stream.tv.
And if you want to know, I don't know if we're going to do spoilers. We're going to tiptoe around some things for Beauty and the Beast, but if you're into that, if you're a nerd about that, I'm a big Disney nerd as well, just join us. That'd be awesome.
Tale as old as time. And quick shout out, because we've been looking a lot at the people on YouTube, but people on Facebook, Cindy Dawn, Philip, Michal, I don't know how to pronounce that, Michal, and Ray Colazzo, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting in the conversation. Ray, yes, tonight was a great episode. Thank you, guys.
And Andrew, you already have your IMAX tickets for Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Watch our review. You'll get hype. I'm excited. Yeah. And join us for the next Flash after show.
Yeah.
Here on thestream.tv.
Yeah, next Flash after Flash.
Bye, guys.
No,
Thank
all
you.
All right, guys. You could reach Dave at
Real Cool Dude on YouTube. I do movie reviews and other shenanigans too, and on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Sabina. Where you at?
I'm on Twitter at Sabina Has No R and on the Legion of Leia podcast every Wednesday. You can find that on iTunes.
And I'm Lewis Love. You can find me at Nuke the Fridge on most social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, and that's it. So, till next time, I'll see you later.
Toodles!
Peace.